Hey folks, okay, I just needed to take just a moment of your time to kind of forestall my burgeoning misanthropy with maybe a little sarcasm. I was having a great night. Most of my night, I had to buy this little digital voice recorder for something that was coming up, and I've just been having the best time just dropping it in my shirt pocket. I don't know, it's so satisfying. Like, whoop. Anyway, that was interrupted as I was looking at the news, and I found out that um, the MAGA movement is now circle jerking itself with this idea that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are not actually falling out. That's not what's happening. It's rather that they are conspiring together to kill the bill in a 4D chess move. Okay, I don't know what it is in the human race that makes people think this way, but it's got to stop. Like, I think this is a uniquely American phenomenon. Other cultures don't work this way. It's kind of like, if you go over in Japan, they don't have a jury system in the courts in Japan. And the reason they don't have it is not because they don't see the value in it or they don't value freedom or anything like that. It's because they can't make it work. The if they when they've tried to have jury systems in Japan, juries at trials in Japan, what happens is the people in the jury don't understand that they are supposed to determine the innocence or guilt of the accused based on the evidence they're presented. They think that what they're supposed to do is sit there and watch the judge and figure out what verdict he wants them to turn in. It's very much a very reverent, worshipful kind of respect of social hierarchy oriented society and everything, and that's what they do. And so they look at the they spend the whole trial sitting there looking at the judge, and if the judge clears his throat at the wrong time, they think, this is the verdict we're supposed to give him, and they bring him the verdict, and it's just a big waste of everybody's time. So that's the problem that other countries have. They have they have not enough ability to question authority. We we are so overdosed on questioning authority that we have to turn every single thing we hear into a I see the Matrix moment. Everybody, for some reason, this is a very, very American phenomenon. And I don't know what it is that makes people do this, but think about it. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard have their whole brouhaha. And what happens? You have all these people on the internet going, well, how do we know that they didn't plan this to give themselves more publicity? Will Smith smacks Chris Rock in the face at the Oscars, and everybody says, well, how do we know that they didn't do this to give themselves more publicity? They could be trying to drum up ratings for the Oscars. This whole thing just seems like it was planned. The Oscars, no one watches the Oscars anymore. This whole thing was just for ratings. We know that. How do we know that's not what it was? Marilyn Manson and Evan Rachel Wood do their cancellation thing, and everybody says, well, how do we know that they're not doing this for publicity? And the simple answer is that it is complete in all of these cases that I just described. It is completely ridiculous and idiotic to think that A-list actors who are already very actors and celebrities and musicians and comedians, all these people, all of these A-list entertainers that are already extremely successful, that are already all millionaires with upward mobility and new projects in front of them, would conspire to carry on nonsense that often involves invoking the legal system, just to get themselves more attention. Like, you really think in the case of Depp, Heard, and Wood, Manson, these people invoked the powers of the power of the court just for publicity's sake? Something that could land them in massive amounts of legal hot water for perjury if it was ever discovered. What is it that makes people think that, I don't know, why do you have to do this every single time? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is in people that makes them do the how do we know thing. How do we know? How do we know that the Civil War wasn't just one big publicity stunt from a country that was trying to generate publicity for itself on the world stage? How do we know that? I mean, and there are people, there are people that carry this kind of thinking all the way into the realms of like Holocaust denial and things like that, like just the outer extremes of moral acceptability. But my God, people, this has got to stop. And more so to MAGA, it is amazing that you will go down every single possible rabbit hole, except Donald Trump is a depraved and disgusting lunatic that should never have been allowed within 100 miles of the U.S. presidency. Anyway.